Hello, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, hi, it's me again. I'm following on from last Tuesday's video with the silicone stuff. I decided to look through and see if I could find the rest of my embossing folders. You have to excuse me, my brain's not working again today. I'm tired. And apparently, I only have a few. I could have sworn I'd got more than this. But anyhow, the school one is the one I wanted to do the most. Because, well, it's that time of year. Can't wait. I love Halloween. I keep buying sneaky things. But this is the cheap silicone. It's really nice. Really good. And again, this is still me doing learning curves, trying to figure out what works, what don't work. Them spools are brilliant though. But I've never used these for actual embossing folders, embossing papers. I just bought them because, well, they just shout at you, don't they? I mean, you can't just walk past schools and leave them there. So I didn't. But the cloud one, I think I got that one in a magazine. Yeah, I think I did. Um, as you can see, it's a dotting embosser. Makes sense. It like just perforations. Yeah, you'll see in a bit. Yeah. But I've put only a small amount because I don't need a lot. Although I did do too much as per usual because that's just me. Actually, I think a lot of us do it. We all just make too much of everything. Rather too much than not enough, eh? So I'm going to do like a little sheet of spools and a single one and a half a one. Yeah, that's right. Uh, and I've got my heat mat ready. Not my heat mat, my leveling table ready. Because it does say it's level. Can I just repeat that? It does say it is level. I don't know what world it's level, but certainly not this one. And yeah, I've got it all cleared, ready to put everything on. Little bottles to stand the backs up so they don't flap shut or whatever. 'Cause I'm trying to think of every possibility of me messing this up. When you see bubbles making appearing in your silicone, just get a blow it, they disappear. It's wonderful. It's fascinating too. But yeah, I'm going through these spools and I'm being really careful. But then I've decided to just shove it all over the place. It's fine. But I need to make sure that it doesn't go off the edge. So I've done that a couple of times now. Just the stuff just falls off, and that's because things aren't level. But you can see the top side there is thicker than the bottom. It seems to be sat just nicely in those three at the top. And you can see I'm putting this over here, and I'm thinking I can't actually feel a raised edge. So I was thinking, is this going to work? I don't know. But I thought I'll give it a go anyway. You never know. So I'm going to tell you now, spoilers, no, this does not work. Do not use the perforated embossing folders. It's a mess. It's an absolute mess. But I haven't wasted it. I put it in a pot ready for next time I want to do a solid mould and use it as filler. This one, I love this one. Really pretty. And you can use it as all sorts. I'm actually thinking of making something with my minis for this, like a border or wallpaper, in fact. Ooh, wallpaper. That'd be a good idea. I don't mean for a real house, I mean for a doll's house. Otherwise, I'd be there forever doing that one. And this one I'm trying to spread as much as I can because I do want it to be thin, but I also want to be able to pick it up and handle it. So I am putting on quite a bit. And luckily enough, this one didn't leak everywhere. It was quite good. But you can see I've done the one skull and the little sheet. But I do go back and do a half of one because I had an idea for that. Oh, and I've also got these. These are from Dragons and Dresses Craft Sortium. Oh my days. But yeah, you can see that it's all fell off. Of course, again, not level. Yeah, that leveling table that's not level. And I'm just sticking them on the back of a canvas with plastic sheet on the back. I mean, and some of these, my voice is going again, I'm sorry. Some of these are too thin, just way too thin, because it all fell off. And just, I don't want the words, you can just about see the design on them. So that one's gone. That one's gone in my pot of laters. Look, that's come out lovely. Now it's struggling to see it because it's just so thin. But I will do something with that eventually. Not sure what. But yeah, I've got my skull. There's my skull. It's a pretty one. I got glitter on it, God knows how. I hadn't even used glitter that day. There's my half of one. And then this one, yeah, some of it's too thin to use, so I really do have to chop that down. It's like, oh, it's got the consistency of, and I'm sorry about this, snot. Yeah, it feels very snot-like. Yeah. I do apologise if I've just made anybody yuck. But there, you can see the dots in there when I actually hold it up to the camera properly. But that's not what I'm after, and it's no good, so it's rubbish. So the embossing folder with the dots, no. So now I lost some footage. I'd already put in this one a red swirl of glitter. So I put some resin, UV resin in, and then cured it so I could make it a bit thicker. And then I put another layer of thin resin in, and I put the skull in. Now that still felt tacky, and I've used nail varnish, UV nail varnish to cover the back to make it pop a bit. But you can't see the skull inside. What I've learnt from this is do the skull first, then do the swirl behind. So then the skull pops more. You can just barely see it. So take two. After cleaning my thing with my shirt because I couldn't find the cloth. And I've gone round to make sure there's no bubbles. And I'm not a fan of UV. It's basically because I'm not great with it. I will get there eventually. I think next time I may just, I don't know what I may just do, to be honest. I've got to get a hang of this UV. It's not my thing. I can't control it, I think. And that's what it is. I've put some, what's that powder called? Oh, I'll put it in the description box because I can't remember where it is. But iridescent, that's the one. Iridescent powders. And I put it on the wrong side to start with because I'm a muppet. Then I realised and turned it over and did it again. So, yeah, this is a second layer and I use my toothpick thing just to pull it out. But I realise I'm catching the edge of the UV because it's cured and it's like, oh, I'm going to make a mess of this. See, it came up, but I switched it back down for it was completely cured. I've also got this new light from the Temu haul because I wanted something just small enough, just a faff. The other one's about had it, and my resinous one is too big for just a quick cure, you know what I mean? But I use that afterwards when I've done, just to make sure everything's cured up. I don't know why I put the black on this bit. I really don't, because it made no difference. But I put the black UV resin on the back, nail varnish, and I think it looks quite cool. Although I wish I hadn't have done the eyes. Hmm. Oh, God. I can't get these camera angles right. Oh, there it is. Yay, finally. But yeah, the red one, I need to do it the other way around. It's like a peekaboo now, a peekaboo skull. I think I'm showing you upside down. Yep, I am. There we go. Turn it round. And you have to really look to see the skull inside the red one. But I like it, and it's giving me an idea for something else. So, it can't just stay like this. So I'm going to faff with it. This is me telling you that it really needs to be the opposite way around in colours. I don't like it like that, but it's cool. What I've done here is it's pretty cool. I do like it. I did mess up at the beginning. I messed up during the end, but it turned out okay. So yeah, I'm using polymer clay here, and I pressed this down way too hard. Way too hard. Use me sharp pointy thing. I watch far too much Nerdy Crafter. She is funny. And I'm snipping now with my scissors because, well, it's just quicker than trying to use a knife. And I'm giving it a good pat. And I'm not putting the resin in the oven, obviously, because that'll melt. But my idea was to do a design around it, peel it off, then cook the polymer clay separately and put it back on again. Yeah, I foobarred. If anybody knows that reference, I apologise if you don't like swearing. But, oh, God, I made a bad boo-boo. So I'm doing this in like a twisty pattern. So I'm making it really thin, too thin in my opinion at one point. But it doesn't matter anyway because I take it all apart. But I'm just twisting to make like a rope. Yeah, rope. So then I can go round the outside of the cabochon. Oh, that's a big word for me. Can't say rope, I can say cabochon. Jesus. And then I'll make a loop so I can make it into either a pendant or a wall decoration for a mini. Although, skull one I like. I might actually wear that. I don't know. But yeah, I can't get it out. It's stuck in there. It's stuck fast. So I'll take it all to pieces and I'll do it again. And here's the photos. And a bit of video to show you it going round. In fact, I think these are too close up. But anyway, thank you for watching and listening to me ramble on as usual. I hope you enjoyed the process and I hope you try and do it yourself. And if you do, please let me know. I'd love to see your stuff. We all share ideas. It's great. It's a great community. Absolutely fantastic. It's nice to see everybody doing something different. That's before I did the polymer clay. I nearly said polymer clay. So I'm going to say goodbye now and thank you for watching. Bye.